What's good, YouTube? It's your boy JJ asked me. Hey, back again, the reaction video, man. Hey, man. Got said back again on this grind, bro. Dropping vids every single day, man. Dropping vids every single day. Damn, this nigga Gary Payton head big as hell. But hey, man. Back on this grind, bro. Gotta get back on this grind with y'all, bro. Gotta keep these videos going, man. Hey, bro. Just been very busy, y'all. Very busy with life, my work. School, man, just been very busy for me, bro. But hey, bro, that don't even matter because we got a very special video, man. Early in the morning today, we got the 15 NBA legends who was terrified Larry Bird, man. For y'all who don't know, y'all can look at my old vids, bro. Larry Bird's that guy, bro. Larry Bird's always been that guy, man. I'm always gonna stick with Larry Bird, man. I'm gonna see what the 15 NBA legends talk about and say about Larry Bird, man. Without further ado. Very alright to the reaction, man. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Nobody ever could get out with him.
He talked trash against us, talked trash with against everyone else.
And I'm looking at this guy like, he's nuts, you know?
When you talk about NBA players that will put fear in other players, the first people that will come to your mind will be somebody like Jordan, Shaq, Kobe, or maybe Kevin Garnett.
For sure.
But I feel like there's one guy that should be on everybody's top 5 when talking about the most feared NBA players, and that is Larry Bird. Like the trash talking he was having with other players would just disrespect. So we will start with number 15, David Robinson, aka the Admiral, who left an indelible mark on the NBA with his extraordinary skills and contributions to the game. There is rarely any footage of David Robinson talking about Larry Bird, but there is an interview a year ago when someone asked him who was his favorite player to play against, and this is what he said.
And I know a lot of you young folks may not really remember Larry Bird that well, but that man was a magician. And yeah, no, he was amazing. And he was 6'9", and he had the skill set of a guard. He wasn't that fast. He wasn't that great of an athlete, but he had the heart of a lion. And
hey, that's Larry Bird for you, bro.
So playing against him was kind of my real first taste of, and that's I want to do that. Right, I want to compete against that every day.
No, Glazing Larry.
And there were a lot of great players. I mean, make no mistake, I faced a lot of great players every day. But I think when I came into the league, Larry Bird was at his peak, and he was incredible at what he did, and he was humble, and he came to work every single day, and I admired that. And so I think he was my favorite to play against, particularly early in my career.
Number 14, we got Gary Payton, one of the most well-known trash talkers in NBA history, who had intimidated many players in his career. But it is shocking how highly he speaks of Bird after all the battles that he went through against Jordan. He will still pick Larry Bird when it comes to getting into your head. This man was a trash-talking connoisseur, but the way Larry Bird was talking trash was something he never experienced.
And Larry Bird was shooting anywhere. If you think about how many times he won a championship and what he was doing and what he was averaging, people don't understand. They was like, oh, he was slow. He wasn't nothing. Nah, he was just smart. You know what I'm saying? He was smart and he can get it. He can get it done. He wasn't MVP all them times and all the All-Stars all them times for nothing.
I'm going to take you over to this corner. I'm going to dribble 2 times. I'm going to hit your ass in the face. And if that...
Bro, yeah, that's the thing about Larry Bird. This nigga, Larry Bird, can make it up, bro. He can make it up, bro. If he say something, if he say he's going to the corner 2 steps to the right, shot fade, he's going to do that, bro. Like, that's the thing about Larry Bird. That's why I think some of these guys were, like, so terrified, because the thing about Larry Bird, he can back it up. He can back it up, bro. He can back it up, and he will show you why he's Larry Bird. that's literally it, y'all. That's why.
And then he said, if they do, I'm going to come right back and do it again until it touches. That's how Larry Bird used to get at.
Wow.
Crazy. Yeah, Larry Bird was the coldest talker ever, man. And he backed it up because he was so cold.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So people ask me about him. They used to tell you, boy, you can't do shit with me. I'm too good for this.
Wow.
I'm going to give you a Christmas present. This jumper in your face. He used to always say this, man.
Next, we got Dominique Wilkins, the human highlight film. He was a dominant force on the court, captivating audiences with his electrifying dunks and scoring prowess. He had a versatile offensive game, capable of scoring from various positions on the floor. In the 1980s, Wilkins and Larry Bird had a fierce rivalry, They had one of the most memorable playoff battles in NBA history. Dominique Wilkins shared his experience of what it was like going against Larry Bird as a rookie, and this was hilarious.
First time Bird ever talked trash to me. It was my rookie season, my first game I ever played against him. And so I go shake his hand, and he put both hands behind his back. And I'm saying, okay, he getting his head ready to play. And first play of the game, he says, I don't know where they got you guarding me, Holmes. And he shoots a 3. Now, I wasn't upset he made the 3. I said, well, this son of a gun just called me Holmes. I was pissed. I said, I wasn't mad he hit the 3. But this son of a bitch just called me Holmes. And so it set up for a really interesting game. Because I remember one time I came down and I dunked it on him. He landed on the ground. He fouled me, and I'm pointing. And he said, hey, Rook. I said, what? He said, what? He said, I like you. You got, he said, you got balls, but I'm still going to get 30 on your ass. He got about 38, but I had to pay my dues. I wasn't upset about that because, back then, as a rookie, you got to pay your dues. Simple as that. He backed up whatever he said. If he tell you going to hit a shot in a certain place, or if he going to take you down to the post, turn around, hit a fadeaway J, he going to do just that, and ain't nothing you can do about it.
Joe Dumars, a Pistons legend, who many call the Jordan stopper, and a key member of the Detroit Pistons bad boys era. He holds deep respect for Larry Bird. The intense rivalry between the Pistons and the Boston Celtics during the late 1980s was marked by fierce competition and mutual admiration. You will see Joe Dumars explain how smart and tough Larry Bird was playing against, like it was a chess match.
I said, but please, let's not forget how incredible Bird and the Celtics were in their prime. I said, they were almost impossible to go in there and beat. And they said, why? I said, because you could not make a mistake with them. If you turn your head or you don't rotate right on time or whatever it was, those guys made you play. And it was him. He was a savant on the court. Just a savant. 2 plays ahead.
I think, another thing is, bro, Michael Jordan and Larry Bird are the only 2 players who really got the type of level of glaze. When I mean as glaze, I mean looking at this human being as something like this, like a god or something. I think they was the only 2 that ever got that type of respect, bro, which is crazy.
And so,
because some people do that to LeBron, but not how they did MJ and Larry. I'm not even trolling to y'all, LeBron fans. I'm not even trolling.
Rodman, a Hall of Fame NBA player, renowned for his rebounding and defensive prowess, had so many battles against Bird when he was on the bad.
MJ and Larry are only 2
crazy statements about Bird.
They got that type of glaze.
To play in today's NBA, he still had respect for Bird's game when going against him. He actually had a funny welcome to the league moment with Larry Bird in the playoffs. Check it out.
So, I think it was 86, 87. So we was playing Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. So they gave me the task of guarding Larry Bird. Guarding Larry Bird, I'm like this 25-year-old rookie in the league. They said, Dennis, you have to guard him. And I'm like, guard him.
25 years old? The fuck?
To guard the toughest guy on the team, on the other teams. So, so I'm guarding him. And every time I turn my head, he's over there in the 3-point line. He said, I'm over here, Rook. I'm like, I got to go out there and run out there like a dumbass. Go out there, try to contest him. He'll hit the 3. I'm like, okay.
Next, we got 2 legends, Karl Malone and Isaiah Thomas, who played against Larry Bird for almost all of their career and had intense playoff matchups. They shared their stories of how Bird used to talk trash during clutch moments.
I remember sitting on the bench watching Kevin McHale and Larry Bird. And Larry Bird did something, to me, I'm still marveled at this. And he got so many people. It was a timeout. And one of our teammates, Bart Kofold, had a camera. Right. He's taking pictures. So Larry Bird came over there and looked at our bench. And he said, 3-pointer. From right over
here. Yeah, bro.
So I'm sitting over there looking like that. Babe Ruth, calling your shot already, right? Yeah. So Isaiah, I'm sitting there looking. He looked down at the floor. Hell, everybody looked down at the floor. He like he threw something. And he hit 3.
Oh, can you believe that?
And I remember Kevin kind of looking over at the bench like this gonna be a long night.
We walk out on the court, and he said, "Who guarded me?" Larry used to always call me Cheesy, right? He's like, "Cheesy, who guarded me?" And I was like, I got Kelly, I got Lem, I got Benson.
That's fucking crazy. That
no brother?
fucking layup he did right there. Every time I see that shit, that's crazy.
Like you? He's like you.
Disrespecting me.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he said. He said, "Hey man, you can't put no white dude on me." Hey. That is straight disrespect, right? He said, "Don't put no white dude on me." So check this out. So the next year we come back, I said, "I got somebody for your ass, right?"
Yeah.
He said, "Who you got?" I said, "Rodman." He said, "Okay, he's a little better." He said, "But don't ever put no white dude on me because that is disrespectful." I was like, "Okay."
Patrick Ewing, a New York Knicks legend and one of the best centers of all time, is close friends with Larry Bird and has voiced admiration for Bird's skills, basketball knowledge, and leadership on multiple occasions. And he told people that Larry Bird's trash talking was the real deal.
He talked trash against us, talked trash with against everyone else. But the difference is he could back it up. I remember, like I was saying, growing up in Boston, people all used to always talking about that he can't jump, he can't do this, he can't do that. And, a lot of my friends was like that, So, I got to the league, I called all my friends back up. I said, all that trash that you talking, you need to squash all that. This man is great. He can, whatever you were saying for a man who can't jump, he's demolishing everybody.
Here are three legends, Dr. J, Kevin McHale, and Bill Walton, explaining Bird's impact on the game and his mindset when playing. Pay attention to McHale's story especially because it shows what Bird will do when the game is on the line and he's not having the best night.
This guy, I think he was born to play basketball. Seeing him come in and making the adjustment early, taking a team that had won 20 games the year before, and the next year, they're 40 plus, and the next year they're 60 plus.
Nothing bothered him. Unbelievable competitor, great hands, great vision, great feel for the game, and just could go out every single night and just play at an unbelievably high level. Didn't have to shoot the ball really well to have a good game.
One that liked Kevin McHale.
I'm inbounding the ball.
I think Kevin McHale's a good basketball player.
We drop a play. We're walking out there. Larry said, "I'm not shooting three. I'm going to win it right here." I'm like, "Larry, no. I just make it two. We're just going to overtime." I'm thinking, my God, you haven't made a shot all game long. Don't do that now. So we walk over there, and Larry walks by the bench, and he tells the Phoenix bench, he said, "Nah, I'm fixing to jump out here, bust this play, and knock a three down on you and go home." And the bench looks at him and stuff. So Larry busts the play, jumps out, gets the ball kind of in front of their bench's three-point line, shoots it. As he lets it go, he looks at the bench and said, "Told you so," and starts running to the locker room.
Fucking one leg, bro. A fucking one-legged three-point, bro. Dude, this nigga Larry Bird was ahead of his time, bro.
By one, and the bench coaches have this. El Bianchi's got this look on his face, like honestly, like he's seen a ghost. He's just sitting there. And
6'9" doing that, bro.
And El Bianchi just shakes his head. But that was classic Larry. A will to win, unbelievable amount of confidence. But the best thing was he had no idea what I was thinking in my mind. Like, am I really going to throw it to him? He hasn't made a shot all in fourth quarter. And he ran in, and by the time I got in there, he already popped a beer. He had a beer in his hand, and he was laughing. And I just walked up to him, gave him a hug, and said, "Man, you are something."
Nobody worked as hard as Larry. He was the first guy there. He was the last guy to leave. He wore that body out with the jumpers and the running and the movement and the concentration and the focus and the discipline and the sacrifice. He had it all. He wanted the light on him. He wanted the focus, and he wanted that ball. And if it ever got to the point where Casey Jones, a coach who we just loved and would do anything for, if Casey would ever call somebody else's play, Larry would just say, no, I'm shooting this ball, and he would.
2 seconds on the shot clock. Bird wants a 3. I hope he gets it.
Next, we have 2 NBA legends who are in my top 5 of all time, Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. They both said Larry Bird was the best guy they played against. And listen to how they describe Bird's game. You can tell that it was war when he's getting ready to play against him.
I don't think I heard Kareem Abdul-Jabbar ever talk about Larry.
The best guy I played against might have been, Larry Bird, someone like that.
How good was
Michael
Bird?
Jordan.
I don't think people
don't
look
appreciate
at him and think,
Yeah,
oh,
they
he's
say,
a white
"Oh,
guy,
he's-
slow guy.
The chubby white guy, he wore us out, because he this muscle here, the one between his ears, that was his best, because he made the 3-pointers and he had assists and rebounded, steals. He was always at the right place at the right time on the court. One of the great players. I had the
Like
opportunity.
fucking punt fake, spin,
Nobody that I
fade.
ever played against that I love and respected more than Larry Bird. The man, listen, you couldn't give him an inch or he would just shoot it right in your face. He was dominant at both ends of the court. And so Larry Bird made me a better player, and I think I made him a better player. And together, we made the NBA better.
And now we have the last 2 legends on this list, John Stockton and Charles Barkley. They both shared hilarious trash-talking stories when they went against Bird. And you get to see Charles explain what exactly made NBA players fear him in the game.
He's the only guy that came into Utah when I was a young player and said, I think I'm going to have 43 tonight. Told our whole team that on the bench, and he came in and had 43 tonight. So,
Like, what the fuck?
I don't know. I have to give the nod to Larry at this one.
Bro, he's literally telling himself what he's finna do.
On the poll question, and I picked
And he's
Larry
doing
Bird
it.
as well. So I'm with the same company. So
God, Bird talk trash to everybody.
But did he get to a point where he had respect for you?
I always tell this story about Larry Bird. I remember him, he was cursing under his breath. And I asked him, I said, Larry, what's going on with you? He says, you guys are being disrespectful to me. And I says, what are you talking about? He says, you guys are putting a white guy on me. That's disrespectful.
Bruh.
I can't remember who it was. I just started laughing. I had no comment. He says, it's disrespectful when y'all put a white guy on me. And I'm sitting there like, I'm laughing in the middle of a game.
Like, Larry beat you with his will and his mind. But he didn't have the athletic ability that Kobe and Michael and LeBron and those guys had. Larry willed himself and his team to win.
This is why I fucking love, bro. This is why I love Larry Bird, y'all. The shit he was doing, bro. Dude, that's 15 NBA GOATs telling y'all how Larry Bird was and how he played, how he trash talk and everything, bro. That's why you gotta love Larry Bird, bro. I gotta do your history, bro. I did my history on Larry Bird. This shit is crazy. The shit he done, and the shit he does is just, it's phenomenal, bro. This shit is crazy, bro. But hey, bro, that's it for that reaction, man. Let me know what y'all think about that reaction, man. Hey, like I said, man, if y'all ain't do y'all homework on Larry Bird, man, I got all that on my page, bro. I might do a playlist, though. A playlist so y'all can just tap the playlist and just go on Larry Bird playlist and just look up all the videos I react to. Man. I got a whole bunch of Larry Bird content, man. I got a whole bunch, man. But hey, man, if y'all new, man, that sub, man, roll to 3K subs, man. Just hit that sub button, man. Like, comment, subscribe, man. Let me know what else y'all want me to react to, man. I got y'all, man. Without further ado, your boy GG out.